Hey there, adventurers! It's your Videomancer Hikan. If you wish to listen to our games and talks live, you can join us at www.twitch.tv/theguilddnd club. Our VODs are available on YouTube 2 days later and on Spotify the following week. And you can see some of our most memorable moments at Instagram and TikTok as well. And now, what you've all been waiting for. Let's sit down and enjoy a guild game. So, greetings everyone, and welcome to the Guild's anniversary week. This week, the Guild turns 5 years old. Look at us. We're so grown up. And we decided to celebrate with all of you, with a full week of streams and new episodes of your games. We will have some faces that you already know so well, some very special guests, and some debuts here and there. So please give love to everyone that will sit in our tables. And today, instead of having a talk, we're going to have a little game. All of us, fellow game masters, have both created and or used homebrew items that we thought would benefit both our players and the parties that we mastered games for, but little did we know that sometimes these items could come back with a vengeance and turn against us. So we will play a little game called Is It Broken? Me and our participants will have a few homebrew items from Dungeons & Dragons 5e, curated by us from a variety of sources, and we will discuss amongst ourselves if these items are in fact balanced, underpowered, or absolutely broken. And if they are in fact broken, we will be artificers for a day and we'll try to fix it among ourselves. And yes, Aurel is being very talkative, like always. And when I say that these items were from all different sources, yes, even D&D Wiki. We know. But that's the best place to find them. So let's just get this on the road. I'm your Videomancer Hikan Lobo, and I'll be your host for tonight's game. And I will be joined by Ricardo, a storyteller first and a dice roller second, whether behind the screen or seated at the table. He approaches TTRPGs as a living narrative. One where flawed people, moral tension, and small human choices matter as much as dragons and gods. As a Dungeon Master, he thrives in conventions, settings, and tight time frames, crafting adventures that are punchy, atmospheric, and rich with NPCs who feel real. As a player, he gravitates towards characters defined by contradictions and redemption. A shout out to Desmona on our last one-shot. She was amazing. Please come back. I usually flavors warmth over edge, compassion over cruelty, and often embodies protectors who have known failure. He respects the game as a collaborative act of trust. Vulnerability is a tool, not a weakness, and stories are strongest when everyone at the table feels seen. Our next guest is Bardo Rhov. Rhov, or Rhov short, has been playing TTRPGs since 2017. He is the overseer of a West Marches campaign in Coimbra, stuff like PvP over on Discord, and he is the lead writer in the campaign's player guide, and homebrews usually goes through him. So I think he's qualified for this one. He's well qualified for this one. And our last guest, João Reis, be it behind the GM screen or behind the camera, creating compelling narratives is the main goal for him. After many years trying to find a way to express himself creatively, photography allowed him to explore the visual medium as a way to tell stories. And my cat showed up. Say hi, Aurel. You're also part of this celebration. You're the guild's mascot. Let's face it. They hired you. The editor was a bonus. Continue on. Then he discovered TTRPGs. and a whole new medium through which his narratives could come into existence. The nerdy little kid that grew up on epic sagas found a way to relive, retell, and reconnect with those fantasies, while also reconnecting with a passionate community and forging lasting friendships at the table. And that's what's all about: telling stories, making friends along the way, play some dragons here and there. So now that you know our table, let's sit down and have a guild game, shall we? Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. So I will quickly just do a little screen share of our items. Let's see. So how will the game go? I asked every single one of you to grab a d20 because we're going to roll for initiative. The person that rolls the highest will choose an item and we'll read it out loud. After reading the item, we will decide if it is broken or not and how we can fix it. So I will say, everyone roll initiative. Let's go for the first one.
Oh my god.
I might have a 0 initiative, plus 0. So
Okay, I rolled an 11. Kind of, yeah.
Natural 1.
Oh!
I rolled a 5.
Oh, God.
4.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I think this is the perfect way to start an anniversary stream. I think our Lord Keeper Curse is alive and well. So I guess I'll go first. I didn't want to go first, but sure. Let's see what we have here. Let's go for this one. Let's go for the Dagger of Venom. There are some items here that are official, by the way. In the mix of the Homebrew ones, it will be a couple of them that are Homebrew. So this one, Dagger of Venom. It's a rare dagger. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. You can use an action to cause thick black poison to coat the blade. The poison remains for 1 minute or until an attack using the blade eats a creature. The creature must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute. The dagger can't be used this way until the next dawn. Proficiency with dagger allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make with it. This weapon has the following master property. To use this property, you must have a feature that lets you use it, which is the nick feature. When you make an extra attack with the light property weapon, you can make it as a part of the action instead of a bonus action, which make this extra attack only once per turn. Let's focus on the first part. Okay. I'm having mixed feelings. Yes, you become poisoned for a minute. It's a lot of poison, not gonna lie, 2d10. That's like maximum 10 poison that you can take and become poisoned for a minute. Nothing you can do about it. DC 15. I feel like it's pretty even, in my opinion. I mean, if you put this on a rogue, though, add sneak attack to it.
What's the rarity?
It's rare. It's a rare weapon.
So if you have the nick skill, essentially you can make still an attack with your offhands as well.
Yes.
So you would raise the attack of the rogue by 1 if it's dual wielding, and there's no save for a rare weapon.
There is a DC 15 con save.
Oh, I see. Okay, because you said there's nothing you could do about it.
After taking the damage, because usually there are some weapons that once you get poisoned, you can then roll again.
Yeah.
To try and get rid of it, but this one doesn't.
And that's
what I'm saying.
Can you get damaged by the poison for the whole minute, or is it just the one time?
Just
it's for a minute.
Time for what I see.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think it's just for the one time, for what I can see. But I might be wrong or interpreting this wrong, because it says that the creature must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute. I think that the poison condition stays for a minute.
The
But
poison conditions is for a minute.
yeah, but the 2d10 poison damage, I think it's just that one time.
That's also what it feels like.
My biggest problem with this is, first of all, it's poison and poison condition. It's like most, like I would say a big chunk of creatures are just immune to this or resistant.
Yes.
That's my biggest problem. And then you can only use like this once if it fails, which with a 15 DC Constitution, it's pretty doable for most creatures too. I don't know. Like it's a good it's like a good item in concept. I just think that it will not go age well as you go up in levels, especially after fifth level. I mean, it starts to get a little, especially considering you have to. Oh no, this no. Well,
Joe in chat is saying creatures. You guys think of creatures. I think of PvP. Seriously. But actually, you mentioned something that I was kind of thinking, which is poison is the worst damage type of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks to me fairly balanced, but now that you mention it, it feels underwhelming.
It's a low level item, I think. So, and on that regard, I think it will have some use on the beginning of a campaign or whatever it might be. It might be tradable once you start to level up and encounter stuff that's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, that could be. Well, so I think the agreement is that this is not broken. In fact, it's kind of the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Then I ask, how could we make this item more balanced in a way? First of all, I think the rarity. Do you guys agree with the rare one?
No,
or
not at all. Not
uncommon?
At all. Uncommon, yeah. Especially considering you have like things like headband of intellect and gauntlets of ogre power as uncommon. Those are like broken, and they should go for rare or even very rare. Even dagger of venom, I feel like it would fit within the uncommon like
rarity.
Yeah, uncommon tree or whatever group. But
yeah, that will make more sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, yeah, I think once if it became an uncommon, I think it would be okay. Yes, like it will quickly be useless at around 5th to 6th level, I would say. But considering it's uncommon and you'd get pretty fast, or the likelihood of getting it would be higher at earlier level, it wouldn't suck as much.
Yeah, that I agree bluntly. I think just changing the rarity would make the item alone more balanced. Rare, you have, like you're saying, like you just said, there are better items in this rarity than this one. I don't know if anyone else wants to add anything to fix this item. So item number 1, Dagger of Venom. Not broken, in fact, underwhelming. Change the rarity. That's enough. That's the verdict. Let's put this one here. So I will ask everyone roll initiative again.
Oh my god, let's go.
Now I rolled a 4.
I got the 16. So
14. So
I shit you not. Another
Wait, what
natural
did you?
one.
What?
oh my god.
What? What?
Burn that die in hell. Throw it to
It
the
worked.
abyss. I don't know.
It worked so
Nice
well
jail.
during the one shot.
Joe is there in spirit. Correct. What else did you guys roll?
I rolled a 16.
14.
14. Then it's Rhov. I will just scroll a little bit. You tell me
Okay.
when you want an item.
Ooh, there's so many goodies. Ooh, I think stop. Let's go for the Phantom Steps.
Phantom Steps. Okay, wait. Where are those? Oh, there we go. This one. So, Phantom Steps. There we go. And you can read it.
So, the Phantom Steps. It's a wondrous item. It's rare and requires attunement. When wearing these boots, your steps are halfway into the ethereal plane. They make no sound, leave no trace, and they don't trigger traps or magic effects that requires you to step on them. Once a day, you can click your heels and move through other creatures and objects as if you were difficult terrain until the end of your turn. You take 1d10 force damage if you end your turn inside an object and are shunted to the nearest unoccupied space of your choice at the beginning of your next turn. Okay.
Okay.
This is interesting. What do you guys think?
This is a hard one, I think.
It's good in theory, but as it is, I would make it an uncommon item and change it back to rare if you change the duration for like a minute. Because just imagine running through a castle wall or several castle walls with this on for full on minute, just sprinting to where you need to go. That would be cool. But as it is, I don't know how useful it would be other than to sneak around.
I mean, this one kind of feels like a rogue's wet dream. The fact that like you don't trigger traps, you don't trigger magical effects.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
there's
this
also the
effectively
caveat.
gives you advantage in stealth checks, basically.
Basically, it's not written there, but
I mean, what
kind of
else?
should be. Should be. If you make no sound, only if you trip and fell.
My biggest concern with this item is that it doesn't go into the specifics of anything. I would say, like, for instance, the once a day you can click your heels and move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. I would add perhaps just a clarification and say, well, it's a free action, or it doesn't cost an action or bonus action or whatever. Like, let's say this is happening during combat, which is very likely to be happening. It just feels a little, I don't know.
I disagree. I think this is very heisty, an heisty item, right? For a rogue that just steals around. And this is the perfect escape. Like, they're cornered, click it, go through the floor or something. So I wouldn't necessarily see this being used in combat unless it's a very it's a combat within a house or a castle with several rooms. There I would see some usefulness, but as is, what you get to the other side of the person attacking you, give him a kiss on the cheek.
Well, you're rogue bard, then maybe yes.
I mean, it might be useful if you're, like, grappled or any kind of situation like that. Would it constitute like a way of getting out? I would imagine so. But other than that, not sure if rare would be the right category for this. Again, but still, I think it's more of a hefty item, like Ricardo said, because it really feels designed that way.
And not only that, it's a fuck you DM item. If the DM wants to put something within a safe I mean, they would have trouble getting out, but they would just need to have a long rest or something, or be quick.
Trying to think. Because to me, it's being most a matter of lack of wording.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like these, if I had this item, and I love playing rogues and sneaky guys, this item is super interesting. At least it's very like flavorful. I just think, it just lacks description, like mechanical description. I would probably, like they were saying, make it uncommon, or if you don't want to make it uncommon, then make it so it doesn't require attunement. I think either way, it would be a good solve.
Yeah, that was my concern as well. Like it's kind of occupying an attunement slot. And how do you guys feel about that? Because to me, I don't know, it seems like a bit excessive. But
Yeah, it's the same as the dagger venom. Going after a certain cap, or you start having like really cool magical items, I just wouldn't attune to this. But I will give props to the first description, because come on, it's really cool. Your feet are halfway into the ethereal plane. That's awesome.
I feel like if they did just a paragraph regarding something with the ethereal plane, like once per long rest, you can escape, like go to the ethereal plane and come back, or once every 1d4 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be,
maybe that could be interesting for the rare
Rarity.
Yeah, rarity.
like the isn't it the blink spell that allows you to go into the
I believe
or
I believe so.
You have
Actually, never used that
etherealness.
spell.
I think it's called etherealness.
okay, but yeah, I agree. Since they're leaning into that description, yeah, I agree that it lacks like an actual ability that translates into the ethereal.
If we were to keep the item rare and its attunement, I would perhaps suggest maybe instead of once per day, an amount of times equal to your proficiency modifier. So, like as you go up in levels, you'd get more and more uses, which would make like it would balance it out. Maybe later you could consider, and then you could also like as a rogue. I'm thinking specifically as a rogue, but imagine you have like crates or barrels or whatever. You can like go into something or behind a wall or something, and then show up again, and not like, because the problem with this is I feel like this is super great as an escape plan. If something goes wrong, you're like, oh god, I gotta run, and you'd use this. In combat, it would work the same, because there's no way of you coming back unless it's like a corner or something, which would, I don't know, it would make or render the item useless, because by then the enemies could do the same. So yeah, I don't know.
So it's underwhelming. Is that what you were saying?
Another underwhelming one. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So this one, not broken, needs some tweaks and maybe just a little bit more flavor of the ethereal plane. Give the little flavor in it and it could be a bit better. But this feels kind of low-level rogue wet dream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Low-level rogues would love this.
Yeah, honestly, even high-level rogues would love this if you remove the attunement. It's perfect. It's like, why not wear it?
Yeah, like what? I make no sound. I can just walk in and out and no one will see me. With my, I don't know, 30 or 40 roll in stealth, because it can happen.
Definitely.
Add pass without a trace on top of it.
Yeah, because just to add, to add to the item, there's the boots of Velvenkind, which you can compare because you also make no sound, right?
Yes.
But then you expressively have the advantage on stealth checks regarding sound,
That also, yes.
and it's uncommon.
Yeah, if that exists, I think that's kind of something with some homebrew items. You try to make something, but then there's something that already exists.
Yeah, you can build on top of what exists and then just
You
add a
can
flavor.
build on top of it.
Because ethereal feet are cool. There's probably an OnlyFans for that, but
Oh my god.
I mean, quite certainly someone has thought of that and made an homebrew of that. 100%. It's homebrew. I have seen a lot of stuff. So let's roll initiative again, and please, Ricardo, change the dice. Change the die.
no, I'm very stubborn.
No. Now I kind of want to see what
If
the
there's a
third
third
roll
in a
is
row.
going to be. Yeah.
I no way. Please don't tell
But
me
I
roll
do
again.
think
One.
this is a 7
Good.
because this is the one and this is so 7.
Oh, thank God. Okay, it was a 7. False alarm. I didn't roll yet. Okay, I rolled a 13.
I think I got this one, but I rolled a nat
got a 9.
20.
Okay, you got this one.
Okay. João?
A 19. I thought I had it.
That was a close one. That was a close
close.
one. Well, actually, since you already did one, Rhov, I will give you the chance if you want to go. If you want to give to João,
I'll give it to João.
since it was actually
Oh.
pretty close.
Thank you.
So, João, I will scroll a little bit, and you tell me when you see something that interests you.
And you know what? I'm gonna go get a dice tower because this shit's ridiculous.
Someone always needs to have our Lord Keeper's luck.
Okay. I'm seeing the blessed bow of the Black Glacier.
There we go. This one was made by bonus action on Patreon. And go ahead and read.
Okay, so the blessed bow of the Black Glacier is a rare longbow, so heavy two-handed. It requires attunement as well. Its damage is 1d8 plus 1 piercing, range 150 to 600. And it has 2 abilities. The first is Dark Ice. So you gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls you make with this weapon. This bonus is doubled when you are not in direct sunlight. And the second one is Arctic Blessing. So when you have cast Hunter's Mark on a creature, you deal an extra 1d8 damage instead of 1d6. And when you successfully attack it with this bow until the spell ends, additionally, you may choose that this damage is cold or necrotic damage instead of weapon damage. Okay, so I mean the abilities are nice. I feel like this is mostly a ranger's weapon. The Hunter's Mark, not a lot of other classes have access to it. Maybe some paladins, but I don't see paladins using longbow often. Yeah, the +1 I feel like is kind of a given with this sort of weapons, magic weapons. But the fact that it becomes a +2 when not in direct sunlight, I think might have some uses. Yeah. Go.
No, I was just going to say, like, it feels like that part of not being in direct sunlight makes using this item a bit more strategic.
Mm-hmm. And the Arctic Blessing ability, I think it's really cool because oh no, sorry, I was reading this wrong. Okay, so the 1d6 from Hunter's Mark becomes a 1d8, and you don't add another d8 to Hunter's Mark. It just becomes a d8. So I don't know. I think that rare again feels a little bit too much for this kind of weapons. But the fact that you can change the damage to cold or necrotic might bypass some weakness, some resistances. So I don't know. Again, I think the rarity might be off. The fact that it requires attunement might also compromise it on higher level campaigns. But I don't know. I'll open the floor.
This reminds me of a longbow that I know from Flea Mortals, and I believe it's called the Waning Moon, the longbow. And in every attack, I believe, in every attack with a creature that can't see you, deals a 2d6 force damage. And then you can turn invisible and use the hide action. So it kind of can also be a roguish weapon. And since it requires you to not be seen, the 2d6, at least this one, it improves a Hunter's Mark, which will feel cool at the very least. And I do agree with the bypassing some resistances or immunities. Because you deal piercing damage, and if you can just deal the 1d8 to necrotic, it's pretty cool. I don't know if it changes the whole damage or just the Hunter's Mark damage. Not too sure.
This
Instead of
damage.
the weapon damage.
Yeah, but I think it's this damage.
Yeah,
This
so it's
damage is a little bit
the Hunter's
yeah.
Mark. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there are not a lot of cool bows out there, at least not that I know of. And it's been a struggle because I had a player that actually had a bow very similar to this one in terms of design, and I had to make it, and it's very difficult to add cool features to a bow that aren't just overwhelmingly strong. So although I think it's underwhelming, I also think for the market that exists, it fits the rarity.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
What about you guys?
I think, well, this is the most balanced of the three until now. I think I like the item. I love the idea of bow and arrows in fantasy and all of that shit. I remember being a kid and watching Legolas being kick-ass, and yeah, that was basically it. No, but I think it's a cool concept. I like the idea, the strategic value of having a +2 instead of a +1 if you're not in direct sunlight, which I find it cool. More often than not, I feel like you won't be in direct sunlight. Dungeons, caverns, nighttime, maybe it's raining, fog. I can see a lot of situations
even in a forest where you're hiding on a tree or something like that. It feels very ranger to me.
Yeah, indeed. And I love the idea. I think at least in concept, I think most of the times you just have plenty of areas where you just don't have to worry about this to have a +2. But I wouldn't say that I would change it. Then the Arctic Blessing, it's where I have the biggest problem. If you're making it so that it has a bonus to Hunter's Mark, then just make it requires attunements by a ranger. I just think this, I don't know. Like, I get that they want to open it if someone else wants to use it and doesn't have a ranger level, but by then, like, more than half of the feature of this magic bow that would cost one attunement slot would just be like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I would say just add a tab so that you have to be a ranger, at least a level 1 ranger to use this. But
just say what it is. Just say what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very much a ranger's weapon. I feel like for the rare one, I would actually also change like the damage on the Arctic Blessing in a way. If you wanted to make it feel maybe rare, just like instead of turning the Hunter's Mark a 1d6 into a 1d8, I don't know. Okay, it's an upgrade, but I feel like it's just I don't know. I feel like it could be still something else.
I think I would even be okay, and it would feel really cool, like because it's a rare magic item. Just go for a D12, because because it's a long bow. It's heavy. It should deal like massive damage, right? So I wouldn't mind going on a D12. I don't think it would make it broken. And I will also add it always flavor wise, and because almost no one traces ammunition. Just make it, you don't require ammunition to fire this. A magic arrow just shows up. It feels cool. It adds to the item, and it's good on a hot beverage, on a cold beverage.
In this case, yes, that's also one. Maybe instead of like the one turning the damage to a 1d12, just straight up say you roll an extra die and it's 2d6.
Perfect.
Also,
that's perfect.
I think 2d6 would be way too powerful, actually.
You think?
I think so. Maybe in like later levels, and maybe you could call it.
It might scale better.
Yeah.
But there's something that irks me with the longbow. It's because it's the equivalent of at least a longsword, right? And it requires you to use 2 hands, but it's 1d8 where a longsword is a 1d10. And I do understand that you usually are not facing the enemy face to face, so maybe that's where the 2-point difference come from. But at the same time, it is taking it's a long bow. It should grab an impact. It's our size, basically. There's a lot of tension in that. So I don't know if adding the second D6 would do much. I mean, the average would be what, 7 of the 2d6.
I'm doing the full damage. Wait, it would be base damage. It's 1d8, then 5.
I was just accounting for the Hunter's Mark. So the average of the d6 is 4, right? It's what they say.
I believe so.
I think so. It's weird math.
Yeah, it's 4. It's 4.
Yeah, so it would be an average of +8 damage for a rare item. And I mean, for the rare item, it would be an average of 4 damage because you would already have the Hunter's Mark in the first place. So I don't know. It's adding just +4. I don't know if it would be broken math-wise.
I see what you're saying. Like I'm measuring this because you have to consider you have the 1d8 plus as it is plus an additional 1d8, considering you are concentrating on Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark.
Mm-hmm. And then you have your bonuses. And you also, like I said previously, you probably have a +2 bonus, like flat, considering you are very likely to not be in direct sunlight. I think it would make it like pretty strong, considering that a +1 item, I think it's uncommon, and a +2 it's rare by its standards. So I think considering this is a pretty much a +2 bonus to attack rolls, plus the 1d or the base damage of the longbow being 1d8 +1 plus dexterity plus 1d8 hunter's mark. It can start to like build up quite fast, like especially with certain features. You could make like these like
Add a sharpshooter to this.
You can make it like crazy strong.
Saying. Yeah,
I see what you're saying. I would say that it's the 1d8. I would downgrade it to the d6 as it is the Hunter's Mark standard. So 2d6. And then it would be what, let's consider they have +5 to dexterity. It would be +5. And then the +1 from the weapon. So minimum damage with the 1d8 and 2d6, which is 3. And then the flat damage, which is the 5. It's 8. That's the minimum. I always like starting with the minimum. And then if you do how much more damage it can make, like it's 2d6, so 12 plus 1d8, so 20, and plus the 5, 25 for a rare magic item. I would also put on the table that the next rarity is very rare, and that's where we really start to see like really cool items that are just, it could almost be legendary. So I think it's difficult to acknowledge. I think it's very strong with a crit because you roll more dice. But I wouldn't necessarily think it's comparable with the sharpshooter feat because you're already taking a penalty and it's a big one. It's -5. So that's what you have to trade off for the sharpshooter. Yeah. That's it.
But yeah, I see what you were saying about depending on the feats, it can become a little bit problematic because you can start to get advantage on these attacks like really quickly. You have things like elven accuracy, and even if you're on higher ground, most DMs might offer you advantage on those attacks. So those crits are gonna come fast.
I agree, and it's like I've never seen a ranger in a high level with difficulty hitting anything.
Yeah.
So what do we say about this one? Is it balanced, underwhelming, broken? What do we?
It's your call, João.
Yeah, you kind of changed my mind about the rarity on this one. I'll give you that. Because at first sight, I was like ready to downgrade it to uncommon, but then all your points really made sense. So I think for me, as is, I think it's a cool weapon. But I get what Ricardo was saying about the Hunter's Mark to change it to a 2d6. But still, I think that if you pair this with some feats or strategic movement or stuff like that, I think it can become a real heavy hitter. So I think this one's okay with me.
I can add a note, which is this is an annoying weapon for a DM because the player is always going to be that like, am I under direct sunlight?
Yes, yeah. I was thinking that.
It's the new dark vision.
They will want to be in the dark, not because they want to see, they want to hit. Okay, so this one, we'll say it's slightly broken, just on the slightly. In the hands of a strategic player, yes, maybe broken.
Yeah.
So this one goes to the folder, and everyone get your dice ready. Please, if you roll another one.
Oh. I got the net 1 now.
Oh god. I rolled a 10.
I think the luck is on my side.
I
Did
rolled
you
a
roll another
9.
nat 20?
No,
Okay,
not a natural 20, but I got a 17, and I'm fine with that.
Go for it, Rhov. So,
Slay.
same thing.
Okay, and I'm gonna pick because like this might be my last high roll because I feel like I'm spending all my luck, so I better just take it.
So let's
Let me
go
see.
slowly.
I'm gonna go for the Sword of Ripples. Yeah. So, the Swords of Ripples. It's a very rare item. It requires attunement. It's a +2 short sword, 1d6 +2 piercing, finesse, and light properties. Whilst holding this sword, you can walk on water. Once per short rest, Ripple Strike. As a bonus action, you can awaken the sword's true power on the next successful melee attack. All other creatures you choose within 10 feet of your target must roll a Constitution save DC 14 or suffer half the piercing damage of your initial attack.
Nice one.
I don't like this item.
Really?
I don't like this item at all.
Okay, what is it that you don't like it? What is it you like about it?
I hate Constitution saves, especially with a low DC. It just sucks because if by the time you have very very rare items, you are fighting creatures that could have more often than not a very high Constitution save, if not proficiency on Constitution saves. So yeah, I mean, it's fine if you're fighting like a bunch of minions. It's likely that someone's gonna fail, but it's not gonna have that much of an impact, considering it's just a +2 short sword, normal 1d6 +2 piercing damage. I don't know. I just feel like it's underwhelming. Plus, you have to take a bonus action to use this. So I don't know. Like, this item is terrible. I would consider making it uncommon item if it weren't for the +2. So yeah, that's my take. I hate it.
Totally
Sorry.
fair. No, you had a good
terrible.
point. Like, very rare, but DC is just 14. I
And you
will
can use
go
it
back to.
once.
Yeah, I will go back to what our Lord Keeper said in chat. This feels more like for a PvP situation than actual fighting big enemies or some creatures that will have high constitution.
And not only that, like imagine that if by some miracle they succeed, they fail on the save, the maximum damage you can do on your initial attack is 8. So all of that to deal 4 damage. Best option, like because that's what it says, right? It says you can as
all
a bonus
other
action.
creatures, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting. It could do a bit more considering it's a finesse, and you would add your strength or dex to that, which I think it would also count.
For sure.
But
Yeah, let's
not that
say so 1d6 +2 +5. Not 1d6, like 6 +2 +5. So 8, 13. 13 we round down, right? So six damage at best. At every creature. Yeah, come on. Unless you're fighting an undead horde of zombies, that's not really cool.
Yeah, but I think this feels like a minion situation where you use a sword like this. Still, it might be situational.
Yeah,
you
and
wouldn't
realistically,
use
you
this.
wouldn't have it. You wouldn't kill all the minions with 6 damage.
Yeah, for sure, of course. But I don't know. I think they're trying to maybe bring a little bit of the area of effect to the fighters and the melee guys. But I agree with your comments that it's way too underwhelming, say the least.
Yeah, I would probably do like a dexterity saving throw and then just more damage. Imagine 48 or something like that. And because it's flavored, I think in a way. I don't know if you guys watch Demon Slayer, but it's like a ripple attack. Like you pass through all of them, and it would be really cool if it was big damage, and you use it once, and then there's that. I think that could work because I enjoy the flavor of while you hold it, you can walk on water. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs more boom.
Needs more on the damage department, because I was thinking that I think the only thing that it's making this sort of very rare, it's the fact that you can walk on water with this and you can exploit this.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's situational. Why do you need to walk on water? What are you doing in the water in the first place?
Yeah, but
damage-wise, on the
I think that might be it. What you were saying, like make this, especially since it's once per short rest. I think you can bump up the damage on that and make it really cool and flavor it like an attack from Demon Slayer if you want to. It will be cool as hell to roleplay this. If you would bump up the damage for sure.
This is a pirate's weapon.
Yes.
That's
yes. It. Actually, I was thinking now, maybe not just not bumping up. If you don't want to bump up the weapon or the damage, give it like charges or give it like these scales with either proficiency or any other, or like with dexterity or something, like minimum of 1. I feel like if you give it more charges, I wouldn't touch on the damage part.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because you were saying the minimum would be what? 6 against an Horde. Okay, 6. But imagine that you can do that 6 damage 5 times.
The maximum.
Maximum.
Yes.
Okay. But we do that damage 5 times, even if it is half.
Then how about you add charges, and instead of dealing half damage, because why half damage, and just deal the full damage?
That would be well.
Okay, I see your point.
Because it's still low.
And I mean, this says they have to be within 10 feet of your target. So they kind of have to be ganging up on you or something like that.
I'm trying to think. I don't see this as a rogue weapon in terms of melee. I would see more maybe a fighter with this.
Yeah, a fighter would be cool.
That would jump in the middle. Maybe, I don't know if this is me being tricked by the fact that I once had a party member that was a rogue that would constantly jump in the middle of an Horde. Because he had an ability that could deal with it.
No, this I'm saying this is definitely a rogue thing. Because imagine as a bonus action, you can awaken the sword's true power on the next successful melee attack. All other creatures you choose within 10 feet of your target must roll a Constitution save DC 14 or suffer half of the piercing damage of your initial attack. So imagine a sneak attack with this, but like AoE throughout a lot of minions.
Then my question would be, where do you get the advantage of it?
So because
I would say that either you get an advantage or you have someone else with you in the middle.
So this
Sorry.
this is sorry. Well, not anymore. But I would say in the old rules, this would be a paladin or a rogue weapon, because if you upscale your damage in one single attack, you'd be splitting the half of it. Like it would be like more like it would be
big
a
impact.
reasonable amount of damage to close minions. So imagine like you have a strong boss in the middle and surrounded by, like, let's say a lich or something, surrounded by skeletons or undead or whatever. You'd eat with like your biggest attack on the boss and like probably kill most of the 10 feet range minions around the boss. I could see that working. But other than the rogue, considering that the paladin now for the smite would have to spend its bonus action, so it wouldn't stack with this. Yeah, this is pretty much a rogue weapon. I'll just make it requires an attunement by a rogue. And yeah, and even then it would be like too specific. I would say you could do this once per turn. But by then it would be way too powerful for rogue. Yeah, it's complicated. The design of this
I have
item.
a suggestion for that. I think what would help is you can keep it as it is, and it's a really good point with the sneak attack. It's a great impact, but we can add an movement element to it. So after the damage is dealt, maybe you can teleport to a place you can see within 20 feet, and then you're no longer inside the horde. So the rogue can sneak in, deal damage, get out.
I think that would make more sense with the ripple kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to that.
Yeah,
I
like
see
that
it.
idea.
I can see it. I can see it.
And then it can be very rare, can deal a lot of damage. Let me just see again. Is it just once per?
It's
No,
one
it's
per short rest.
One per short rest. I mean, since it's very rare. No, yeah, you can't give it charges. I think it would just decimate or like a lot of people quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I love how we went from, okay, this item is terrible, for us to finding ways to make this item actually slightly on the broken side.
But
Like, no,
in
this
a
doesn't
very
work.
specific use.
Yeah.
Props
This
to
is just
Rhov.
good for this thing, and this is only.
Yeah,
Props to
yeah.
Rhov.
I want to see weapons.
So, okay, final thoughts. Is this broken or not? Situationally, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the right
I wouldn't
hand,
say broken. I'd say it's powerful for sure, but I don't think it could like just stop a session or defeat the bad guys immediately. And maybe in one specific encounter it does, and it's going to feel amazing, and the players are going to remember it forever. But other than that, I mean, it's 10 feet around you.
10 feet is not that much.
yeah, they kind of have to be ganging up on you almost. So it's very a situation specific almost.
Absolutely.
So, powerful, not broken. In the right hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Feels like a good
Compromise.
a good review. So let's roll again. Let's see. Well, that was a 2.
7.
Okay.
7? Oh, God.
I haven't rolled above 10.
God damn it.
I rolled an 11.
13.
Okay. Yay! So, again, I will scroll a little bit and you tell me which item do you want?
Okay. Oh, yeah, you can stop.
Which one?
I'm seeing here the Kraken Steer's eye patch. It feels very appropriate.
Yes. It feels very very piratey theme.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Okay. So the Kraken Steer's eye patch is the rare wondrous item. And the ability Eye of the Sea reads as a bonus action, you can attempt to see out of another creature's eyes within 500 feet of you. The creature has to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 15. On a failed save, you can see through the creature's eyes for the next 10 minutes or until you use a free action to stop doing so. You don't experience any senses other than sight from the creature, and during this time you are blind with regard to your own senses but can still hear. On a successful save, the creature is aware that magic is being used on them and you cannot see through their eyes. You can use this feature twice per long rest. Another ability it has is called the Scryer of the Deep. And it reads, you can cast the scrying spell from this eye patch, wisdom saving throw DC 15 as well. You can use this feature once per long rest. So,
Wow.
at
Wow.
first sight, I'm not really a fan of this.
At first sight, that's funny.
Not really a fan. I think they did the Kraken dirty on this one. But I don't know. We can dissect this more. But this ability to see out of another creature's eyes within 500 feet of you. My problem here is how are you going to know where the creature is?
I feel like it would need to be. I feel like this would need to be like I'm trying to put myself in the position of the player trying to use this item.
Yeah,
it would be like you're in a castle or in trying to enter a castle, a mansion, whatever, and you have a specific target. Or you have either someone infiltrated there, or there is someone that you clearly want to know, and you know that it's within that area, then maybe. But you need to have that prior knowledge.
I will say this. If you pair this with, I believe it's the observant feat, in which you can read lips, this is broken.
Oh.
This is a very broken item. Plus the scrying once a day, that's a 5-level spell. This is a rare magical item, which is intended for players between 5 and 10. I think this is quite broken.
Okay.
This is broken,
all of
especially considering it doesn't require attunements.
Yep.
It's a given 5th level scrying.
This is a crazy item. I'd love to have this as a player.
I think this is perfect for like heist missions or rescue missions.
Yeah, like I run a lot of political games and in towns, not only in the wilderness. There it would be just useless most of the time, but in bustling cities, in even in small towns, this is very cool.
Yeah, I think if you're going more on that side of the political approach and kind of used it to gather intel on a heist or something like that. I can see it having a little bit more utility.
Even to like get into cults and knowing passwords and seeing combinations of locks. What key are they using? Information is power.
Yeah. Still, I don't know. I'm still torn on this one.
This would be very good for a wizard or a warlock. I could see especially a warlock using this with his familiar, because it just says, according to this item, as a bonus action, you can attempt to see out of another creature's eyes within 500 feet of you. So I could see myself have my familiar go near, especially like I would say an imp that can become invisible, go near the creature, so that we have like a safe distance, lock in, and I would see through the imp's eyes, and then because it's within 500 feet of me, the creature that I was trying to see through, then I would attempt to do the wisdom save on them and try to connect visuals through them instead of the familiar.
Would the imp have the eye patch?
It doesn't need to, as long
No,
as
you just see through the imp, I think.
yeah. But because the thing is, if the way it's worded, you can attempt to see out of another creature's eyes within 500 feet of you. Don't. So it's like you don't even need to see the creature. You just have to think about it. Of course, the familiar would be the connection because you would know the creature is around. So the familiar
So
would
just
be
scouting.
it would be scouting to see a useful creature to take hold.
Okay. But you would
And then
still have
another
the eye
thing.
patch.
And then another thing, because you were saying like using the familiar to scout. This has 2 charges for a long rest, so you could jump the vision to another one. That feels kind of broken. That feels broken. Like you find you're like, okay, let's scout. Let's see. Oh, that's the guy that has all the information. I didn't know he was here. Boom, jump to him. Yeah. Nah, this is broken.
And
Okay.
yeah,
I was wrong on this one.
No, you
Again,
had a
like-
nice perspective on
Yeah.
it. Perspective.
No,
It's a perspective.
I wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a lot of those experiences where you kind of have to gather all that information. So I wasn't really considering those options by experience. So
Yeah, people
having you
hear
here
magical
is really.
items and think, how can I fight with this shit?
I guess I was biased on that one. Yeah.
And also again, it's a very setting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think this item is crazy cool. I like the concept. I would just say change the name and make it like maybe an aboleth or something like that, like psychic
Absolutely.
stuff.
Absolutely.
I think, yeah, I guess like the Kraken is cool, but I feel like it's a Kraken Sears eye patch just because you would usually correlate an eye patch with pirates, and then of course because they are at sea, I guess the Kraken. But I feel like there are so many more creatures in the D&D like ecosystem, I guess, that would make much more sense. And yeah. But
if you want if you want a cool one, you can also go with that hag's eye patch. If you want a silly one, you can do the Cyclops eye patch.
Oh, that's a cool one. I like the idea of a Cyclops, though. Yeah, like you were saying, yeah,
I do
it's a little dumb.
And the aboleth, if it is something given to you by a patron and they're using that to keep tabs on you, that's cool. Like they can also see what you see. That might potentially be cool for a setting, but I do like the aboleth a lot.
Yeah, I agree. The name didn't really land on this one. Yeah, it's misleading. Yeah, and I don't really see why they gave this like sea
The theme.
thing
I guess
to this.
I'll give my 2 cents on this. I think they only gave the C team to it because it's an eye patch, and eye patch are associated with pirates. I think that's
Maybe
the only
not.
reason.
Maybe not
Maybe
because
not.
the Kraken is at sea.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair.
Maybe. I don't know.
Sorry, I had to. I'm so
It was
sorry.
right there. It was right there. It
Oh
was
my God.
right there. Well, fair enough. So last call, broken.
Broken.
Yeah, broken.
How could we level this? Maybe a tournament?
Just put it very rare and give it
Very
attunement.
rare. Yeah, very rare, and give it a attunement, and then it's perfect.
Call it a day.
Call it a day. But I get it's very situational. If you're in a setting like in the wilderness and something,
I mean, you
just
could
have a fly patch.
you could still use it on like dumb creatures, like animals and stuff like that, because they wouldn't have a high wisdom.
Mhm.
A bird, maybe.
Maybe that also.
The way you were talking about Rhov, to use it with your familiar, it's also a really cool wraparound the limitations of your familiar as well. So that was a nice add-on to this item. I think it really changed my mind around it, and yeah.
It's even good in dungeons too, like evil wizards lairs, because you can follow the minions. Or if you know the wizard is there, just try to see through his eyes. Something like that.
I can very well not see this item being one of those items that the DM will give and be like, okay, this is an okay one. And all of a sudden, the party just turns it into a problem.
Yeah.
Constant information gathering.
Totally.
And 2 charges a day. Constantly getting information.
Also, this is a very, you can see things you don't want to see. People do some shit during their private time that is just,
I think that could be the only way for the DM to get like a,
revenge.
some payback, some revenge.
Yeah.
The only way. But yeah, this is an item that can easily go. It's not off the rails, the word that I want to say. Let's go on. Let's roll initiative once again.
Let's go.
And that was a 7. Now I have Joe's luck.
Oh my God.
7 as well.
I never
What?
roll like
7?
this at the table. I feel like I'm spending it all here.
Next game, you know what your luck.
No, because like this is like my GM die, and I always roll like below a 10 with this. I don't know. I feel like I'm being betrayed, or the gods are laughing at me. Yeah, I rolled a 17.
João.
7 as well.
3 7s. Well, go ahead.
Wait. I'm gonna pass it down to Ricardo.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I get to play you guys.
Yay! So I will scroll down. Tell me when you see something that you want to
I want
add.
the rune chalk.
Wait, what? Where?
On the top, royal purple rune chalk.
All right. Royal purple rune chalk.
I like wondrous items. Let's see. So royal purple rune chalk, uncommon, wondrous item, no attunement required. Chalk 1 up. As an action, you can use this chalk to draw a simple symbol. A creature using this chalk must have at least an intelligence of 10 to draw these symbols. Effects last for 1 hour. Identical symbols do not have a stacking effect. You can draw up to 20 symbols with each chalk before it's completely used up. So you can do a shield, draw a shield, +1 extra AC whilst using a shield. Hammer, draw an armor, resistance against bludgeoning damage. Arrowhead, drawn armor resistance against piercing damage, and Crescent Moon drawn armor resistance against slashing damage. I love it. It's such a great whimsical first first time party item. It's it's the item magical weapon that you never want to waste your action on. So you just do this before battle or something, and you can just have extra AC or just resistance to a certain type of damage. I don't think I would change it. I mean, it's uncommon. It only works 20 times, so it's not going to break anything. I think it's perfect as is. Thoughts? Rhov has some thoughts.
I'm trying to see if I could break like the game with this. I'm just doing some math. But
they can't stack. They can't stack either.
Yeah. Well, they can stack if they have an identical symbol.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. Like you can use all of them.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna run dry really fast.
And still, it doesn't really bypass any important damage here. It's like bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Okay, this is cool for low-level campaigns. It's a cool first magical item that they encounter somewhere. I don't see it really being a problem for the DM or anything like that. Because it also only has like 20 charges, so it'll dry very fast, like Ricardo was saying.
Yeah, with all of them at the same time, you can do it 5 times.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of also thinking of like you can do it a maximum of 5 times if you use all of them. And this is an item that you can more or less D&D parties have like 4 or 5 people. It doesn't say anything that you cannot just add 1 to each party member depending on what they lack.
That's also cool.
Without being disruptive or without becoming a problem.
And the reason why this works very well with first-time players is because, I mean, we're DMs, we've seen a lot of monsters. So if we know we're fighting against a cave troll or a giant, we know what type of damage they deal. But a new player wouldn't. So that might also be something fun for the players to use and find out. So imagine they use an arrowhead because they think the giants have spears and then they have clubs. Sucks. But they also remember that.
Yes.
I'm curious. Like you touched a point there while Rhov ruminated this item. How do you approach like when you give a magical item to your party? Do you like frustrate them by nullifying its better effect, or do you just give them the chance to ride it out and feel like it actually does something cool?
Always that. Like, just let them play with it. If they find it use for it, let them. If they don't, well, there's always the next one. And it sucks when it's you that designed that magical item and you think, oh, this is so cool, they're gonna love it. And then it's like, what the fuck does this do? I don't want it. Bye. No, I don't give a fire weapon to someone who's gonna fight a fire elemental.
There is this saying, which is shoot the monk. If you have the ability to do cool stuff with an item, let them do the cool stuff.
Yeah, I agree, for sure. Because I mean, we're all in this to have fun and feel powerful. So yeah, Well, when you were talking about the like the cave troll that suddenly has a different kind of damage, that sparked the question in my mind, like, because I think I've not come across at a table, but I've seen some DMs that kind of try to get one over the players in that sense, and I just feel it kind of ruins the vibe. It ruins
It seems
fun.
overall just mean, right? Because
Yeah,
you give them something cool, and then you just ruin their chances of using it when they're excited by it, which just causes frustration. So the
yeah,
item eventually will hit a roadblock, and it will be useless against a creature or another. But if you do it immediately or on purpose, it just feels petty, and the players might resent you over it, I believe.
great advice for any
Yes.
DMs listening
For
to
any
us.
DMs here.
So
So my take on this,
According
I
to my
think-
calculations.
I think this is too powerful for an uncommon item. I would probably, because like the design of the item, the mechanics of it, it's great. I think it's super interesting. I would just probably lower the amount of times you could use this, because 20 times it's a lot. And especially I could see like a fighter or a paladin or something like that, like a very heavy armored character, like instead of splitting the effects of these across a lot of people, like I could see this being used on a paladin or a fighter and being extremely powerful. Like you could use this on like probably like for more than 5 combats, even considering it would last 1 hour. And this, if you were to use all the effects at once, so yes, it's cool. Yes, it's interesting. I think it's having basically not charges, a limited amount of uses. It what grounds this item a little, and in a good way. I just think when I compare it like for a potion of protection or something like that, which has the same rarity level, it has one use, and for one single damage type, yes, depending on the damage type you'd have, it would be more or less powerful, but even more situational than this. So yeah, I always try to compare to other items on the same power level, considering its rarity. So yeah, I would say this is overpowered, considering the amount of times.
I think you bring a good point, which is the like how long it lasts. But I wouldn't take it the amount of times you can use it, but I would lower maybe the effect duration for instead of 1 hour, maybe 10 minutes. Because I'm very much okay giving a fighter or a paladin a limited amount of rages, which is basically what this is. And I would also like to add, although it is official content, the potion of protection, realistically, as a magical item, it sucks. We don't like it. No one uses it. It's just too one side. I think something fun like this should be somewhat the standard. And I really like the fact that you can only use it a few times. And I'm really a fan of these items in which you paint. For instance, there's this a magical item set in which you can paint, and whatever you paint, it comes to life, and you have limited uses of it. And I think it's rare or something like that. but I hadn't noticed the effects duration, and it's a really good point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going through a dungeon or something like that, it can become problematic.
Yeah.
An hour north of enemies.
Yeah. If you're going through something like that, an hour will allow for a lot of combats and a lot of enemies. So I see what you're saying for sure.
But at the same time, this is intended clearly for a lower level party, and they do not have that many fights, right? Because imagine if you have a lot of fights at the low level, you're just gonna get killed very quickly. This would help with that. Like I can imagine a Minds of Fendelver type of story with this chalk being somewhat cool, but just reduced to the time.
Well, I'm thinking about this all that you're talking about. Maybe it's because I manage parts of West Marches campaign. And so we use the official rules for crafting magical items. And because it's basically a consumable item, this, like, you could make this for dirt cheap, like extremely easily. I would agree with Ricardo if in a campaign you couldn't craft any items. If you could, then this is like extremely powerful, because basically uncommon item, a consumable uncommon item, would cost 100 gold to create, and you could use this 5 times, considering you'd use all its effects. So it would bring it to 20 gold per use. So yeah, I think this is too powerful. That's my take.
It's a good point. The crafting is a great point. But at the same time, I would say this is not necrotic or cold or fire damage. It's bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So even though they could do that early level, and it could affect their economy a lot, because if for every fight they're doing that, it's 100 gold per fight, and at early levels, it's not as feasible.
Not per fight. It would be 20 gold per fight, considering that you take 1 hour in between fights.
Oh, I'm thinking you would do it to the whole party. That's why I said.
Oh, okay. I see. Well,
I mean, if only one character is like this, and the enemies have moderate intelligence, just go for the other ones. But I do see your point. But I wouldn't necessarily give it rare either. I think.
Yeah, rare just feels a little bit too much on this one.
All right. Yeah. I think
deal.
Yeah, I think I could accept it.
So final review.
As is, broken.
As it is broken. Oh, right then. So let's put this back and let's roll the die.
Oh my god, let's go.
I rolled good one time. It was another 2.
I got a 4.
5 here.
Oh my god.
5.
Oh.
Change die, please. For the love of God. João Rhov.
I got a 10.
10?
I feel like, yeah.
I got a 4.
Oh no! I love when we all roll bad. You still roll the best of us.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so lucky. Hikan, do you want to go?
I mean, I can go. Let's see what we have here.
I love mythology and Cleodna. Like, it's so cool.
Wait, which one? Let me see.
It's the
This one.
sword. Yeah, the
Let me see this one. Let me see this one. Because this one has a lore to it, apparently. Okay, but it doesn't exactly say much when it comes to damage. Let me just do some quick search. I mean, while I do the search, can you read it, please?
Oh, sure.
Fun fact: it reads Kleena because it's Irish.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I first heard of Kalidna in a MOBA game that I played like a while ago.
Oh, what is it? Smite, exactly.
Yeah, I love that game. Oh, you have the.
Okay, found it. Found it.
God!
Oh, this is a lot.
Jesus!
God damn. Okay, this is a huge one.
I can smell broken from
Okay,
far
but
away.
it does say legendary.
Legendary.
It does say legendary. Okay, so this is a lot of text. Brace yourself, guys. So, actually, let me do a favor to myself. Let me read the lore from this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, an ancient lynch named Mujarab the Pained sought Feltly from a kingdom of sorcerers led by his nephew. The king, these names are, I'm going to butcher all these names. I'm so sorry. Akim Fakar refused him naturally. Mujarab demanded Feltly once more from the king and said if he was refused, he would utterly ravage what was most precious to King Fakar. The king denied the lich once more and dared him to try, so the lich masterfully infiltrated his castle, turned the king into an undead reborn, cursed with wild magic, abducted his daughter, and plunged the king's castle into an abyss of sorrow, smoke, and horror. Mujarab then spent untold centuries torturing and experimenting upon the soul of the king's daughter, named Salty, eventually placing her poor fragmented spirit into a blade wielded by a long dead hero whose attempt to slay him. Mujarab gifted the sword to a warlock that severed him and told him to tame the spirit inside if he desired more powerful. Eventually, the sword was lost.
This is a cool backstory for a character.
This is a cool backstory for a character and a great campaign plot.
The whole like Mexican novella thing going on.
Totally.
I love it.
Totally.
I'd watch it.
Yes. First one, this is a magic weapon that has a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Okay. First feature, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 features. Oh, Jesus. Feature number 1. The sword deals an additional 1d8 psychic damage. Let me just say, this is a long sword. So long swords, you have the thing of like, if you use one end, it's just 1d8. If you use two ends, it's 2d8. It's 1d10, if I'm not mistaken. So depending on how you use it, it could be 2d8 or 1d8 or 1d10 plus 1d8. Okay. And psychic, it's a good damage type, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Resonant of Soul. This sword has 2 charges you can spend in the following ways. Spend charges recharge at dusk. Scream of Banshee. As an action, you can expend 1 charge of the sword, causing the sword to unleash a psychic scream in a 15 feet cone of azure energy. Any creature in the cone must make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw or take 3d6 psychic damage, half as much on a success. You can spend an additional charge of the sword to increase the damage by 1d6 and increase the range by 30 feet. Sing Banshee, which is the second option. As an action, you can expend 1 charge of the sword, causing the sword to emit a beautiful song. As the song envelops you, you feel empowered by it. While under the effect of the song, your AC increases by 1 and you gain 10 feet additional movement. This song lasts for 1 minute and requires concentration. You can spend an additional charge to further increase the AC by 1, and adding 10 more feet of movement while busted with the additional charges. You regain HP equal to half of the psychic damage you deal. Oh, Jesus. Put this in a fighter, high level, you cannot kill him. I'll just say this. Fighter, high level, you can 3 attack space. I'm not saying level 20, I'm saying level 11, I think. You have the 2 extra attacks. You can attack 3 times per turn. Add an action surge, it's 6 attacks. Just saying. Then you have another feature called Awakening. Through good deeds and acts of kindness, the fractured spirit houses in the blade begins to heal from its deep wounds and shares it with its wielder more of its power. Your DM will decide which actions qualify. When awakened, you gain an additional 2 charges and access to these advanced commands. Chant Banshee. Rhythm chanting fills the battlefield. Allies within 30 feet of you are under the effect of the spell Bless, while any hostile creature within 10 feet within range are under the effect of the spell Bane. The second one, and last one, is a huge one. Whale Banshee. A psychic shockwave explodes forth from you in a 20 feet radius as the rage of the Banshee housed in the sword and your mind are unified in purpose. Hostile creatures within the blast radius must make a 15 wisdom saving throw or take 6d10 psychic damage, half as much on a successful save. First one, this is a mouthful, and I will say an average player will likely forget most of the features.
So, thoughts?
I was trying to do the math at the same time. For a legendary item, it feels a legendary item and requires attunement by a non-evil creature. Okay,
I'll remind you that there are artifacts.
There's also that. Could you turn this into an artifact?
I think this is an artifact. Like you can't picture like you hit the Sing Banshee and then you start blasting mobs and you heal a ton of damage.
Now I was making that calculation, and I feel like regular fighter, you get at level 20 you have the fourth extra attack, but at level 11 base you have 3 extra attacks, 2 extra attacks actually. You attack 3 times per turn.
But it does say psychic damage, and the other attacks that it has, the other moves that it has, also deal psychic damage. So if your cone of 60,
you don't even need to be a fighter.
Exactly. I mean, ideally you are, because you can use it. Yeah. But imagine you have 3 enemies in front of you. You have the song activated, and you blast them, and let's say they all fail to save. It's 6d10, well, half of 6d10 times 3 that you heal.
You are unkillable with this.
At least for a while. At least you run out of when you have charges. Yeah. Like, without the final 2, I would say it's a legendary item.
But the last 2, the awakening thing.
Yeah. It's mostly, before the final 2, it's mostly a support item, because I don't see myself using Scream Banshee unless at low levels, because it's just 3d6.
I would add that Sing Banshee, it's very specific. It costs an action to use it. Like, considering that you'd be high level, when you have access to this, one action you can do a lot of crazy stuff.
Agree. But you also have concentration, like you have a lot of constitution if you were using this, right?
True.
I think it's only during the Sing Banshee that you require concentration. It's the only time. Yeah.
To maintain it.
But then I'll say, you put this on a fighter or a paladin, you're supposed to have a good constitution to it, so you could kind of easily pass the concentration check.
Especially if you have like Warcaster.
There is that feature. Wait.
Yeah, if you have Warcaster, if you're like an Eldritch Knight or a paladin, you can make use of it as well.
Trying to check that feat because I don't think I ever used it. Yeah, you have advantage on constant throws to maintain your concentration on a spell when you take damage. It says specifically on a spell.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It says specifically on a spell. This is not a spell. Yeah.
It's weird that it's phrased like that because typically you're not concentrated on anything else other than a spell. It's primarily 2 spells.
It feels like the person that wrote this went to the Blade Singer subclass and just copied and pasted it. It feels odd, the concentration. I've like from a player's perspective, I would say Sing Banshee. Unless you know ahead of time that you'll be going into combat, it may not be worth it. Because you'd be spending 1 charge and it lasts for 1 minute. I mean, it's super strong, but you have to have that plan ahead of time. So that's my biggest complaint as a player. As a GM, Ant Banshee is a pain. The player has to keep up with the whole radius because 30 feet radius, so it's 60 feet across, and basically that covers everyone in the party and probably everyone of your of the player's enemies.
It also says hostile creatures within the radius.
Yeah.
So for 30 feet, there is Bless, Aim, Bane at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm now thinking about this item on a paladin, knowing that they have something called Aura of Protection. It's not Aura of Protection. They have that thing of protection that they give to the party on top of this.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah.
For just a thing that I wanted to add is the Sing Banshee. I don't know. So I run a big group of players that are level 18 right now. And when we go into fight, well, you have the smaller fights, but imagine a boss battle, something like that. The field usually is very big. So having that first turn to just run, and instead of run again, use that and sing and have an extra 10 feet to move is not weird at all, right? And if you think big battles at high levels, it's a big field usually. You're not fighting in a little cave usually. So and you wouldn't use this singing if you're full HP, right? That's more of let's see if I can heal something before. But I do understand what you mean.
Yeah, I guess you are right. It will depend on the GM, but yeah, I could see that working out. Yeah, now that you pointed it out,
it's a good option. I like it. It feels bad if you want to attack, but if you're just running, and my paladin runs a lot because he doesn't have a lot of teleportation spells and whatnot, and sometimes the enemies do. So sometimes he's just running back with his big armor and has nothing else to do unless it's like, I'm going to use my bonus action to do a branding smite.
Yeah.
It's usually a good action to have because paladins don't really have actions other than lay on hands and attack or a spell, but like bless maybe.
This is super interesting. I can see the Chant Banshee would be probably where the item is mostly broken because it doesn't. Like this one would be the feature that if it were to have concentration, maybe it would balance it out a little more.
Yeah,
there's no DC.
It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens.
It's basically covers the whole map.
Yep.
And you could cast. I don't think there would be any problem of you casting Bless on top of this. So you could have some crazy builds with this.
I agree.
It
This
doesn't
is
have anything to
artifacts
say.
level. This is artifact level.
The only
Mhm.
thing that, like, it's not a problem because it's the item is already broken. But if you wanted to make it a little more broken, I would change the wording, because allies within 30 feet of you. So you are not under this effect of the bless, which I feel like if you are giving bless to everyone and bane to everyone too, if you want to, it just feels odd not having the bless for yourself. But
Agreed.
yeah,
But then you also have all the other things that you can get for yourself, because there is nothing in the wording here saying that in the same battle you cannot have either any of the features of the resonance of the soul and the awakening at the same time.
Yeah.
So you kind of don't need the bless when you're healing yourself by eating others.
True.
Yeah, it's just it unlocks two other options. It's basically
Yes.
what the awakening does.
And it gives you two extra charges, so you would
As
have
well. Yeah.
4 once awakened.
Yeah. And other than that, if you have 4 charges, you can do the 6d10 4 times if you just feel like it. If there's just a lot of minions around, blast them.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
powerful as hell.
It's
But
6d10.
I like the awakening feature. The fact that they incorporate like role play and storytelling and character development into this really feels cool. Not a lot of items do that, I think.
Yeah, it's what really brings home the feel of an artifact as well. It's so personal.
Yeah.
It means something. It just wasn't a weapon that someone had just because.
Mm-hmm. And I don't remember. Does this require attunement? I believe it does.
It does by a non-evil character. By a non-evil character.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you imagine?
By non-evil doesn't mean that your true neutral or chaotic neutral character cannot use it. They can attune to this. But then you have the awakening thing saying the DM will decide which actions qualify. You need to do good deeds.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
for
this.
those extra.
The very last option, the scream. I think it's scream, right? Let me check.
The
Whale Banshee.
Banshee.
It deals 6d10. Psychic Scream is a 9th level spell. It has more features. Obviously, it can bring people stunned, but it deals 14d6 psychic damage. So that's how powerful this item is.
Yeah.
Even
This is crazy.
I'll just make it so that the item is sentient and make it, well, it's an artifact. There you have it.
Yes. I mean,
maybe
by the wording of the story, it's already kind of sentient.
Yeah,
because the spirit
it was sentient too. I just assumed, but you need to word it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe like I like the awakening mechanics, like João said it. It's super interesting. I would maybe twerk this, because like this is like if you get this item is staying with you for the rest of the game. It's like it's given. Like I don't know who keeps it, but it's like, unless everyone is like a spellcaster, and even then you can use like the chant banshee and sing banshee.
You
So
don't have to use it for anything else. You just have to attune to it and then blast them.
Yeah. So I would perhaps add like more degrees of awakening, so that you could maybe receive this sooner and have it level up with you. But it's just it's just for flavor, I guess. I would say that would be interesting. But as an item itself, this is an artifact.
I love the idea of having a sentient stab banshee on your sword. It's like oppressive presence with you all the time.
Yeah.
It's really cool that you can have like character development on this as well. Because Hikan was saying, you just can't be an evil creature. So even if you're like a neutral character, then you're trying to get your way back into the good side, and the sword reflects that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, a champion of redemption, like someone that did a lot of evil and is trying to get in the good graces, their own good graces. And I can imagine them talking, and what do you think of this? And the bench would be like, "What's the point?"
And the character being like, "I'm trying to help here. Please help me out."
So Hikan, I asked you the question: is it broken?
It is broken. It is broken. I was just the Sing Banshee alone doing the math. You can start before. My problem is not even the Shen Banshee. It is, because it is also kind of a problem. But I'm really thinking of, like, if you're trying to make a battle with stakes, yes, the Bane and the Bless is annoying, but if you go for a high level fight, the modifiers will be crazy. You're talking about 10 plus modifiers or more. So that can balance out the Champ Banshee. My problem is really being the Sing Banshee. The fact that you hit and you can heal. And depending on the character, if you have a fighter, and if you have a fighter that has... Imagine a fighter that uses action search and has haste on top of himself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need to... I'm sorry, the cat is biting me. I'm sorry.
This can also be a sword for a Celestial Warlock as well.
Could be.
Maybe the sword is the patron.
Oh.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Oh, wasn't there a UA that had it like of course there's the hex Hexblade, but there's a more recent one. I think
Can you change the Hexblade to any weapon, or
that's a great
can the Hexblade be any weapon, or does it have to be a normal weapon, not magical or anything?
I think it has.
Not sure about that one.
Let me check. I'm checking.
I think it might
checking.
be.
The influence of your patron will also... Anyway, yeah, the influence of your patron will also allow you to mystically channel your will through a particular weapon. Whenever it doesn't say anything, you can touch one weapon that you are proficient with, and that lacks the two-handed property.
That's crazy.
Lacks the two-weapon property. This is a longsword that has two-hand property.
You make a short sword out of it, then
yeah.
I'm imagining it being a backstory. Instead of a long sword, it's a short sword, and there, job done. Or even a dagger. It's cool.
Final thoughts on this one. Broken. Definitely broken.
For sure broken.
However, I do see the potential of lore and the potential of backstory and the potential of plot for this weapon alone.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily create a campaign around this. You can easily create a one-shot around this. Maybe high-level one-shot around this.
A high-level one-shot. Like with something regarding, what's it called? The spell that gives you lore? Legend lore?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Maybe even if you start a campaign like that, and you have a player that wants to know the story, and like Legend lore, it's like level 5. So it will take a while to get there. But maybe someone has seen it before or known its previous owners.
Maybe. So yeah, final thoughts. Broken, this should be an artifact. But there's cool things that you can do with this. And there's cool stories you can tell. So we will actually go for the last one of the night because it's getting a little bit late.
Mhm.
So,
Yes,
gentlemen,
sir.
please. Last initiative roll.
Let's go.
Natural 20.
And I rolled another 2.
Yay!
This was a natural one, and the last one is a natural 20.
Balance as all things should be. So good that I closed the folder. Where is it? There you go. Yeah. There you go. So I will scroll and tell me when you see something that you wanna.
That's the ring. I told you I like wondrous items. The ring, the red ring on the left side, below the
This
vorpal
one?
blade. Yep. Which I hate.
It's that's why it was there. So last one.
I love Eminem.
Yeah, this is
So
the last one. Go for it.
it's very pretty and dangerous. Ring of Endless Rage. Uncommon ring, no need for any sort of attunement. The description reads, my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's blood on my hide already. My rage is deadly. Mechanics. It does require attunement. It says at the end, it's silly, it needs to be in the beginning. So, mechanics. Once you drop to 0 hit points, you can crush the ruby of this ring to enter the rage mode. Even if you've used all your uses, you can't stabilize and you can't die while raging, but you still have to roll the death saves and can't get healed. The result will affect you after your rage has ended. This item can't be used again.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah. A consumable like this normally would be very strong because it's basically a feature you have as a barbarian. Kinda. It's you roll to see if you pass out or not. But like early on, this can make like a very climactic moment in a boss fight in which you're just wailing at them endlessly until you can no longer move.
Yes.
I
At first, I was
don't have
reading
anything
this.
to add.
At first, I was reading this like, wow, this is a big out of jail card. Like
One
in the
time.
middle of battle, but one time.
And you can die from it. Like there's consequences. Because imagine
You can't die, but you're still rolling that save. So once you stop raging, imagine that you reach the 3 fails. You die as soon as you end rage.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I would wonder though, how would you count that? So you're in fight, you're getting hit at the same time. If you get the 3 death saves wrong, so you are already dead, you continue, right? But if you right, so you roll the 3 death saves and you fail them all, but you're still wailing. So for 1 minute you're alive, but when it ends, you're dead immediately. However, the opposite is a bit weird because if you roll 3 successful ones, it doesn't matter if they keep hitting you because you've already succeeded. That would be my main concern. So I think the way I would handle it is even if you got all the saves, if you eventually get to the 3 death saves failed, you would die, even if you had all of them up because you were just keep getting battered and battered. I mean, you could play with exhaustion if you hit all the first 3 successfully, and then after the threshold of the failed ones, each one of them count as exhaustion. And if you reach, I think 6, or I don't want to say the other number because it's a meme now. You get 7 point of exhaustion. You just die.
Yeah,
that could be a really cool way of handling it.
I kind of have a question here. So this means you can't stabilized. Doesn't that mean you stay unconscious? That's eating me up inside.
So you're stabilized for 1 minute, meaning you are not dead yet, because your rage is so great.
But you're unconscious because you just dropped to 0 hit points.
No, you wouldn't be unconscious. You would be conscious and fuming with rage, so much so that your wounds would not keep bleeding. Your wounds would not matter at that moment for 1 minute. or even that, like you could count as unconscious, but just moving on pure instinct. That would be very, very cool too. So just like
I think it's
wailing.
just like, yeah, for sure. I think it's just like a wording problem there, possibly.
Yep.
But I think it
like
can,
anime style, eyes rolled back in the head, not there at all, and just whoa.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's kind of what they were going for. It might just need that tweak there.
If they add that, I would also add you would just attack the nearest hostile creature because you wouldn't be thinking.
Yeah, a
Almost
barbarian,
like
a
I
barbarian
don't want to say.
would think very little as is. In this condition, it just almost drops to zero, and it's all instinct.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna say the wording is confusing. So if you are stabilized, it's
You need to remove that.
yeah.
Just say you can die for a minute.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's weird. Because if you still have to roll that saves,
You're not stabilized.
you are not stabilized.
exactly.
Plus, this is if you are using this as a barbarian, like because it requires you to learn by one, it's given that you will die by the end of it because if someone attacks you at melee, which you'll probably be at melee range, it's an instant 2 fails. You just need 2 attacks and you'd be dead. Which if it's lasting for the duration of the rage, you'll be dead. There's no way, like, for you to go down as a barbarian. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. It just feels. I like the concept. I would just probably make it so. Well, I would definitely take the stabilized because it's just confusing at this point, and I would make it rare because yes, like I could see a level 20 barbarian using this because it's even for them, it's 1 minute where they are immortal. They are just immortal and they are going for it. And while the barbarian is still alive, which you would have, well, resistances and all of that, of course, but because it doesn't matter at this point, they would be aggro, like most of the damage, considering that it would be a more martial creature that would be attacking it. Of course, if it was like a lich or a god or whatever, maybe it could work around it. But yeah, I could see a level 20 barbarian using this and being a badass, even as an uncommon ring, which says a lot about the item itself.
Yeah, I think it plays a lot to the cinematics of the thing. To have like a final stand and what Ricardo was saying. It's really cool thematically. Maybe the execution could use a touch up.
I agree with the rare one because I look at this item and I'm immediately transported to level 1 through 5, in which it doesn't really bear a lot of consequences. But then you said that, and I'm imagining final battle, BBG, finally being able to deal psychic damage to the barbarian, and then he just doesn't go down. It can be very broken in that sense. So I would agree with the rare property. I would honestly even almost agree with a very rare because of high level games.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
broken.
Last one is broken.
It's
The last
broken.
one
and
is
it
broken.
will break. It's the purpose of it. You can
Broken
crush the
is broken.
ruby.
Yes. Yeah, this I'm just seeing the entire like cinematics of final boss fight or mid boss that you need to actually go through. For the drama, this is a great item. Yeah, it needs some tweaks on the wording part.
I
Also,
would
how great. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I would say like to make this like epic narrative, I would just say that the user's soul would be lost. That would be just make it.
Oh,
Because like
I
you would
like
be
it.
like spending your like soul energy to keep you alive, and then you'd have to sacrifice. Like it would be like, yes, you are immortal for 1 minute or however long it is in 2024 D&D 5.5, which I think now it lasts longer. Yeah, I like to make it cinematic, and like you'd be like spending your vitality, your soul, which would be pretty darn cool.
And you could also flavor this a little bit differently and give it to any martial weapon. Any martial class. You just flavor it as a wedding ring. And instead of endless rage, it's your love that keeps you going. It could also work really well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ouch.
That's beautiful.
Sorry.
Ouch. No, I've
It's the
seen the
memory of
scenario.
the
I'm
person,
loving
you
it.
know, like-
Damn.
It's very anime as well, but I would take away, unless the other person was dead, I would take away the soul thing, the soul being destroyed.
Okay.
But the soul being destroyed also goes to because now that you mentioned it, I'm looking at it like, okay, barbarian dies, most likely will die. If they have a cleric, they're like, okay, come back, no problem. And
Also
it kind of
true.
loses the entire feel of like this is a last set. You have a cleric that still has Revivify
Yeah.
and still has the crystal. Like all this epic moments are like, okay, you're back up, just go on. We need to keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you need to have some real
The
consequences for
soul-
being up for a
the
minute.
the soul thing feels dramatic enough.
And then you're going to hell and trying to get the soul back. And that's a whole new adventure.
Yes. You create a completely subplot on the campaign.
Yeah.
So-
Which I have in one of my active campaigns. They are trying to get the soul of one of the characters' family that died recently.
Oh,
And they know the
God.
fucker that has them. So
That's such a cool
Oh,
memory.
Even better. Better.
I had a similar thing happening, but it was because of a deck of many things. I think it was the Void cards.
Pandemonium.
No, the player was actually sent to the inside pocket dimension of an astral dreadnought in the astral sea. So yeah, it was super cool. It was a whole thing, and yeah,
That's broken.
it's such a cool. Like I love this item. It's just broken, but I love it, and I could see myself using this.
I want a wedding ring of it.
Yeah.
I can see the narrative options of this, and I'm loving every single one of them. I'm thankful none of my players is here, but in my party there are 2 barbarians.
Oh.
You poor thing.
Either one or the other could use this one very well.
My barbarian actually got some tattoos. My player got some tattoos that enable him to dual wield great weapons for 10 minutes. But then he gets exhaustion from it for every minute he's in it.
Okay.
And during it, he ignores exhaustion, so he can use it sparingly. But yeah, he would love that shit.
The possibilities, man. The possibilities of this.
With such a small item, it does such a simple thing, but we can make such a narrative play with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, final thoughts.
Broken.
Broken. 100% broken. So, yeah. Broken and it breaks in the end. So, I will say this was the last one for today. I will make sure to post in our Discord. We have an area just for homebrew. We will post every item that we discussed here there. So everyone can go to Discord, to our Discord server, and can go check the items for themselves and take your conclusions. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. I hope you guys enjoyed our little talk here now.
It's always fun to nerd out about items.
Oh my god, fictional items of a fictional world, and yeah, it's
and you get some ideas from this. Like you look at an item and you just start imagining stuff. I get the same thing when I'm painting miniatures, in which I'm painting a monster or something, and I'm just narratively, oh, this is why you have this in your hand, or this is why you're dressed this way. So it's always fun, and nerding with other people is even better.
Yes. And I love how we had the items. We're like, oh no, this is not broken. Starts to nerd out. Okay, maybe this happens.
We need to add another sentence to this show. Is it broken or just meh?
I would agree.
Full title. It's the full title of this show. If we do a third game of this, we'll see. Maybe it will be the next title. We will
you can title it, "Is it broken or do I want to break it?"
Oh, okay. Yes.
I don't know.
No, that's it.
Where's the buttons?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what's funny.
Wait, 1 second.
Wait, say it again.
You can also title it, "Is it broken or do I want to break it?" Perfect.
That's awesome.
Oh my
Perfect.
god.
Please, someone clip this. So to close it out, thank you all so much for joining tonight's game. I hope you had a good time. And I want to thank my wonderful guests for their presence here tonight. Again, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you had a good time. Oh
no! Yes.
I'm so
do the sound.
Oh no, just destroyed the script.
What the fuck is that?
I can't like this. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm not paid enough for this. I'm not paid. I'm trying.
From I don't know where.
Yes. The cat decided, no, I'm going to make your job harder. Screw you in particular. Anyway, as I was saying, it was a pleasure to have you all here at the Twitch channel. And if you missed this talk, or you wish to rewatch it, or maybe you joined in the middle and you missed the previous items, don't worry. We'll upload this on our YouTube channel. And you can also listen to it on Spotify. But if you are subscribed, you can see it right now here on Twitch once the stream is over. For our viewers, this is our little schedule. Join us tomorrow for another talk, this time an actual talk, and it will be hosted by our guildmaster, Aaron, that is in chat. Say hi, Aaron. And it will be about VTTs and their importance in the modern area of TTRPGs. He will be accompanied by Marta, Exes, Hidari, and Mitchell. Still this week, on Wednesday, join us for Lexius Tutier, which is our Portuguese campaign, run by me. Thursday, we return to Barovia with Curse of Strahd Reloaded, also run by our guildmaster Aaron. Friday, we will have another talk, this time a game, that it will be Roll for Confession. More on that later. And on Saturday, we will not have Cartographer, but we will have, however, the return of Project Ages, Mission 3, Episode 2. Project Ages is our cyberpunk universe, and we will have with us Annie, Barbs, Kosal, Leonor, Wolf, and Mitchell. So there's a full week of streams. This was just the beginning. And once again, to our guests, thank you so much for joining us. So once again, thank you all so much, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.